Nicola Sturgeon, for so long front and centre in Scottish politics, was arrested well away from the cameras just after 10 a.m. Detectives questioned her as a suspect before releasing her without charge 7 hours and 15 minutes later. This evening, Ms Sturgeon issued a statement which was raw, blunt and defiant. "I am certain I have committed no offence," she said, describing the situation as both a shock and deeply distressing. She thanked her supporters, saying they appreciated she would never do anything to harm either the SNP or the country, and she insisted in the strongest possible terms that I am in fact innocent of any wrongdoing.
Those last few weeks
Speaking before the arrest, Ms Sturgeon's successor as First Minister said his political mentor was doing well.
So she and I have caught up on a couple of occasions. And look, I've been asking about her welfare. She has mentioned how difficult and traumatic those last few weeks have been.
Is she okay?
Yeah, she's in a good place and doing well.
There was little police activity outside Ms Sturgeon's home on the outskirts of Glasgow today, bar the occasional patrol. A far cry from April, when her husband, Peter Murrell, the SNP's former chief executive, was arrested, questioned and released without charge. Police investigating what happened to nearly £667,000 raised to campaign for independence also removed material from SNP headquarters in Edinburgh, as well as seizing a luxury motorhome. Later, they arrested and released without charge the party's former treasurer, Colin Beattie, all of which left the First Minister herself the subject of intense speculation.
There are many questions that I would want to be able to answer, and in the fullness of time I hope I will answer, but it would be wrong and inappropriate for me to get into any detail that is related to what the police are currently investigating. I could not have anticipated in my worst nightmares what would have unfolded over the past few weeks.
For a decade, Nicola Sturgeon and her husband were Scotland's power couple. Supporters hoped, some opponents feared, that Ms Sturgeon would lead her nation to independence. That already feels like a long time ago. James Cook, BBC News, Glasgow.